I almost got there, didn't I? Here's the draft, Tube Snacks. The question is, what do you ban out against Talibobo believers? I really want to get that Espeon away from them, but their Hoopa has been devastating. It's going to be interesting to see these first bans from Talibobo and Woof Woof.
Yeah, so Woof Woof would preferably like the Espeon for themselves, but since they're not getting the first pick, I think it's a pretty reasonable opportunity here to just take Espeon off the table completely. That's where my look is, and when you have the first pick, make the other team ban it out from under you.
Urshifu from both teams, they're saying we don't want to deal with the Dark Bear, we don't want to deal with the Water Bear. Urshifu Rapid Strike is not making its way, nor is Single Strike, as they're looking for their first pick. The question is, do they grab the Espeon, do they grab the Hoopa, and they insta-lock that Espeon right there for Utah.
Yep, I think that's the product. If you don't ban it, you ain't gonna get it if you're in the second slot, and that's exactly what happened with Woof Woof here. They're gonna lock in Mew and Slowbro, two high-octane picks, and Slowbro specifically is such a safe defender pick because they are phenomenal in the defender role and just tanking damage, but of course their Unite move can shut down anything across the map.
Pokemon that we've seen just do so much work today. Trevenant coming on in here, the Woodhammer build, you know, it combos so insanely well with Espeon. If you can land a Woodhammer and then Espeon can get you with that Psybeam, they can actually take a stun and make it move through the entire enemy team if positioned right. This is going to be really tough for Woof Woof to deal with as they pick up that Comfey so that they can keep some of their Pokemon safe. Perhaps this Lucario will be a superstar with that flower around its neck.
I love how they chose the Comfey there. It went pretty late. Toonslim locking in a Glaceon Icy Wind, going to be able to do tons of work here. And his Klaus going Buzzwole, please, yes. Let the bug go to work. They're looking to do some damage here. Woof Woof has a real opportunity to round this thing out with a good ranged attacker if they want. And Sixies is hovering Talonflame.
Talonflame has been getting some play here in EU. I'm actually a little shocked to see it. I gotta say, one of my favorite Pokemon to play, but I do think it's a little underwhelming inside this meta right now. That being said, because I've said this, it's gonna dominate this game with 40 KOs.
Caligula must be feeling pretty good on the Talonflame if they're willing to put their eggs in that basket. I mean, there's other Pokemon that you mentioned, Potato specifically, Garchomp. They could have picked that up and put Garchomp on Potato there, but they decided to do a little song and dance and switch it up. I'm happy to see the Firebird back in the mix. I'd like to see it have a shut me up performance right now.
Absolutely. And you know, if you do look at the composition here from Talibobo believers, there are some things that Talon does well against. It does really well against Glaceon. It does really well against Espeon. If there's any way for it to fly over the enemy team and land in that back line and do some big damage, that could be huge for the side of Woof Woof. I obviously want to see this Talonflame put on a show here, and Talibobo believers wants to shut it down, send it back down to the D tier, and then close this thing out next game.
Maybe Comfey's the key to success here. Hitch a ride on the Talonflame, let it engage, give it the opportunity to stay in the backline a little bit longer than it normally can before it has to escape so it doesn't get KO'd. So maybe just that extra couple seconds it'll get to stay back there, we'll be able to convert what were near KOs to sure things.
Can you feel that, ladies and gentlemen? The grand finals are here. Talibobo believers, your purple team. Woof Woof, your orange team. Talibobo with an unblemished record coming in here to the grand finals, and they're looking to take Woof Woof down. Woof Woof is going to need to win 2, reset this bracket, and then win another 2. They've got a tough road ahead of them, but they've already taken down Nouns Esports. Potato in a little bit of trouble, but it looks like they're going to be able to make it out with the help of Comfey.
Comfey and burn a little eject button there, hopping through the wall, gonna get the escape, but the pressure's still on as there's low HP, and Talibobo is getting their stacks in, not playing afraid, playing very far forward, gonna really stress Human and make sure that their support game is truly on point.
You know, Lucario is amazing at securing some of these last hits on wild Pokemon, but Buzzwole has an incredible move for it. That Fell Stinger's incredible. Ooh, Utah! Careful, buddy. Sixie's in trouble. Utah in trouble. That was quite a fight here in this bottom path, as we already have Glaceon and Talonflame up in the top path. Toon Slim ready to go, hiding in this bush. Same thing happening here for Talonflame on the side of Woof Woof. Let's see how this engagement goes.
Well, the bird is in, and they're trying to do work. They're getting their experience, and they're going to make it out. still sitting at 14 AOS energy, not able to push too far forward. Tombslim, I don't think, got as much there as they would have liked. Their Icy Wind didn't have a lot of shards spinning around them, so they couldn't throw a bunch into the face of Woof Woof here, and Woof Woof getting a decent exchange on the birds early.
Real heads-up play there from Talibobo, I gotta say. You know, they had the Comfy collar on that Talonflame, so they just put all their damage onto Lucario, get a nice little KO there. But pretty close for both of these teams, as this level 6 Buzzwole looking to do some work.
Yeah, it is transporting these players all over the map at their own will. I mean, those muscles are huge, Spraggles. Come on, easy pickings. Bunnelby, no shot for the other team either.
Interestingly enough, that's what my muscles look like, just nobody's ever seen them. Toonslim in a lot of trouble here, taking a huge Brave Bird to the face, actually get pushed out here. And no, Marv needs to run, using their eject button, trying to get away. The Brave Bird just clearing up some of this experience here, and they are taken down by a hyperspace hole from Zervis.
Yeah, the good news is for Woof Woof, if we're talking about silver linings here, is you'd much rather that Slowbro go down than Caligola, who's really trying to build up steam with Talonflame. It fights best when it is leveled far, far ahead and can just completely smother the other team with its high octane quick damage output. So there you go. Have your Slowbro go down, keep the collar on the bird, and keep it getting bigger.
Wow, Talibobo's just been putting in some points here on the bottom path. Their goal already down to 7. 15 seconds now until the Reggies spawn. Trevenant just heading home, getting happy, getting healthy, and coming back with a big old hammer for a bonkin'.
Yeah, a little bonk bonk. They're going to try and frame up and set up around this basement Reggie. We'll see what it is here in one moment. Regirock, we're going to see if we're going to get an engage. Marv playing pretty far forward, trying to catch Megu. They do. Boosted auto comes through on the solar beam on Klaus, of course. Megu eating the boosted auto. The Regirock is pulled out, and it is looking to leash here if Talibobo Believers doesn't collapse on it, and it is fully healed back up. We're going to have to square up. We're re-engage. Klaus pulls in Marv and wants them KO'd quickly. They're pushing forward. Espeon shot goes wide. Caligolo's looking for their opportunity to get in there and deal some damage. They engage Brave Bird and push far forward. Regirock's fall from the sky. They're trying to find their mark. Big Unite move. Drags some players from Talibobo's out of the mix. That Trevenant is burned down. Smokey the Bear is mad. The rest of the team is collapsing on Woof Woof. Glaceon getting KO on Talonflame. They're pushing forward, and it's the Mew sealing it up. 60's looking flossy. Level 8 moving through, and Woof Woof looking good in that first team exchange.
Woof Woof looking great. I'm not sure if we saw some snapback on the side of Potato, but he threw that power-up punch close combat into just about nothing here. I'm surprised that they weren't punished for it. Woof Woof getting a big win right there. Brave Bird doing some work, and like I said, Talonflame does have this ability to jump into the backline. It's exactly what they did. Jumped in on that Espeon, jumped in on that Glaceon with the big Brave Bird, trying to take them down and do some big damage. Toonslim coming up to this top path, level 10 right here on this Glaceon, and the damage from this Icy Wind is brutal, almost getting a KO right away.
Yeah, Klaus is big though, level 9, looking to push far forward, forces out the Mew Unite move as they're just fighting over birds right now. Talibobo Believers looking to put some pressure on Regilecki, see how Woof Woof adjusts. They're moving forward. It's Marv going to try and get the Surf chipped up on Zervis. They do. Zervis is low. They kind of dart through with the Phantom Force, come back through, pop up. The Regilecki is one and is flying in the face of Woof Woof. They've got a stand to make on this goal zone as Regilecki is the 6th player off the bench in the face of Woof Woof. They're pushing forward, but it's Buzzwole snatching up the souls of Caligola as they unite, move, and push back to their own base to get a little bit of that shield, but that is nothing to a choke slam from the Buzzwole, dusting them out. Talibobo Believers a decent little siege here as the Regieleki hits.
That's right, good siege from Talibobo. Nice couple KOs on the side of Woof Woof, but this goal is going down, and the points are, well, they're not super close. 178 to 0. The difference between those two numbers is impossible to calculate, Dupe Snacks, but that is a very, very great start for Talibobo.
Yeah, I just crunched the numbers on my abacus here, and we're looking at a 178 spread, Spraggles. We'll keep working forward as the math keeps getting harder, no problems. Woof Woof took a good team fight, and they're going to need another one here to get this basement Reggie. It's a Registeel, and we already see the Trevenant playing far forward. Megu's trying to look for their target. Marv is sussing things out as well as Zervis peels back and the Espeon's down. This is the opportunity, but the Hoopa Unbound comes out. They're going to pull the team through like the Avengers. Woof Woof putting pressure on as they're leashing back. The Registeel's just sitting there saying, I thought you guys were trying to deal with me, guys, as the laser beams and fists are flying. Oh, that's a Trevenant Unite. Gets a whole bunch of them. Woof Woof's going to be able to push forward on that. Let's see what they can convert on. The Comfy Unite comes out, buying some shields. Espeon getting back on Lucario for for a KO for themselves. Woof is now focusing on Registeel. They're going to see if they can take care of this thing before anybody can put the pressure on. Trevenant engages the no slam there, and Espeon takes it for Talibobo Believers despite Woof being all the way around it. Can't close the door on it as Buzzwole closes the door on the Slowbro.
That's right. Lots of doors being closed around here, all by Talibobo. Woof is trying their best, but I'm telling you, this Espeon might need to be a ban for Woof here. They have to get this away from Utah because it secures every single objective. I really love the fight there from Woof. They had that Slowbro Unite move into a huge Brave Bird, taking down Toon Slim, the Glaceon, on the side of Talibobo, but they couldn't make anything happen. And now the score is even more one-sided, 236-0, and I pulled my abacus out. That's 178-point difference. Oh wait, I'm doing the math.
Yeah, you're just copying my homework there, Spraggles. Last time I did the math there. 236 is what we're looking at here. Woof up against it, down but certainly not out. Under 2 minutes, the points are double. We call that duck it time. So Woof still has an opportunity here, but they need to get that experience up. They need to take their wild Pokemon. They need to defend from this Regieleki. They have a lot of stuff to do. It's a long checklist.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, they have to pick up milk. They need to get their dry cleaning. They're in a lot of trouble right now. I think they just need to focus down this Regieleki. They have to win a massive fight right here. It is their only shot, and even if they do, they're still down by hundreds and hundreds of points. Looking to pick something up with that Brave Bird. One nice thing is we have reached a big break point for Talonflame. It now has Brave Bird Plus, so if it lands on multiple enemies, it's going to get increased damage reduction, and that could really help it at this final fight. But they need a lot of help right now as they are way behind in every metric.
Yeah, 5 seconds till Rayquaza hits the map. Talibobo Believers playing very far forward. They're looking to posture and they're looking to end this thing.
Here we go. We've got Klaus hiding up in this top L bush, just looking to see what's coming in here. Nice surf to catch him out. They know exactly where that is, pushing them back a little bit. Megu watching the bushes here. They're just trying to figure out where Woof's going to come in. They are aware that Woof is quite behind. They have to be the ones to make the play. And if they don't, Talibobo Believers just wins this thing. Big Solar Beam, pushing them back, just getting a little heal through the hyperspace holes. We see Toon Slim moving around through this bottom path. Here comes the Unite moves.
Unite move on the Buzzwole from the Slowbro. That's a quick KO. They need to convert. Woof looking for their next target. They're pushing forward. The Glaceon sets, but the hyperspace holes catches no one. So this is their opportunity. The window's open. Trevenant collapses on the Slowbro. They're pushing forward. Comfy Unite comes out. The tall grass is there. Hoopa is unbound. They need to pull the squad through. 2 players out for Talibobo Believers. Woof might be doing it here as they reel back and peel back. They're going to need to catch some HP because they are all pretty low. And they're looking. Potatoes on the engage. Excuse me. Mega's on the engage on Potato. Trying to find some real estate with those wood hammers. They're going to work, but they're not nailing in anything. Klaus is back into the mix despite that quick KO, and Woof had a spark of life there, but fell apart immediately, and now they have to restart from scratch pretty much.
Talibobo with an amazing play right there. 2 went down, but they were able to keep their team healthy. They were able to push back Woof, and they couldn't use that advantage. There's only 40 seconds left as Espeon just absolutely melts away this Slowbro. The Unite move coming in on Potato is in trouble, throwing a Unite move of their own, but Klaus is chasing it down, picking him up, slamming him, not able to grab him. Utah once again. You've got to ban this Espeon as Talibobo Believers is crushing the goals here, trying to put some points in the middle. Utah just jumping on it. Maybe I'll go back. Maybe I'll go in. Maybe I'll go back. Maybe I'll go in. No. I'm gonna let Buzzwole do it.
Yep, I think they were just buying time, a little baiting, so the Buzzwole could get a couple more points. And Talibobo Believers takes this one in convincing fashion and says, "I don't care how long and arduous your road was, Woof, you will remain the underdog in our house, the Thea Sky Ruins."
Jeez, what a match from Talibobo. Can anyone beat this team? Let's see. That's a hard one. That's a hard loss for Woof, a team that's been playing so well, but you get absolutely skunked by the champs from last month. Talibobo 496-0, 178-point difference.
Yeah, I mean, you can see all the damage dealers on Talibobo Believers, 4-4-3 in the KOs. They are levelizing that workload, Spraggles, making sure everybody's getting in the action. Comfy is just not able to find its mark despite being smothered in every single matchup.
Here we are, Woof Woof Talibobo believers. They've crawled through the losers bracket, knocked out in the first round of our top 8, and they need to take down their second giant here, and they've just got such a long road ahead of them. Woof Woof looking for the first ban and first pick right here. Let's see if they do something to counter Talibobo believers.
I really, really like, if I'm Woof Woof, let the Espeon slide so you can pick it first, and it looks like that's exactly what they did. Now, are they going to choose it? Because if they don't, we all know who's going to, and that's the believers.
Yeah, the question is, would they rather have Mew moving over to Espeon? Yeah, I think they're well aware of what this Pokemon has been doing to them right now. And Clefable might actually be hopping into this game. We were just talking about that being a possibility, and back onto the Comfey. I don't know if they heard our stat, Doopsnats.
I don't think they did, Spraggles, but also there's a world where maybe Woof Woof lets the support role kind of fall down as their last pick, and then they can see how the rest of the team goes, and then they can say, okay, there's a lot of melee attackers here. Let's get a Clefable in there for these huge, huge power spike heals. And it looks like they are not prioritizing it just yet. Eldegoss never shying away from a fight. You gotta love it.
We got a lot of range on the side of Woof Woof right here. We'll see what Talibobo wants to bring into this match to sort of counter this. We've got Toon, hovering Greninja there for a moment. That would have been fun to see Toon Slim on a Greninja, but it looks like maybe, we've got the bird. Dodrio, it better have 3 hats. Let's go.
There's Electro Ball from Mew that can really help sort out a Dodrio. If I'm Woof Woof right now, I'm thinking Glaceon right out of the gate. We got to make sure this Dodrio cannot get to our Espeon, cannot fight through the back line and pick up the Mew here. We're going to see if they feel the same. It looks like they're leveraging the power of Trevenant, and they liked how Buzzwole looked last game against them. Let's choose it for ourselves.
Yeah, they're saying this guy's actually pretty swole, this Buzzwole. We'd like to use it. No way. Sableye, the sneaky little gentleman coming out of the darkness. Woof Woof, I'm worried for you, buddy, because you're going to be dealing with the little gremlin here in possibly your final match.
I mean, you see those players switching around on these different Pokemon here. Is that Toon Slim on Comfey for real? Let's go. We're not used to seeing Toon Slim kind of pick up that orange background Pokemon. Not too often anyways.
Here we are. Toon Slim's on a Comfey. Zervis is on a Sableye. I feel like this is what I wake up in my dreams. I'm having nightmares, and I wake up like, and my wife has to console me and say, no, it was just a dream. You weren't going up against Sableye, Comfey, Dodrio. Go back to bed. But now it's happening to Woof Woof.
It's happening to Woof Woof live right on screen right now. How is Woof Woof going to deal with it? That's the big question here. A lot of stress is going to be put on Human to make sure that Dodrio does not run absolutely rampant on the back line of this Woof Woof squad.
Woof Woof, they need this. They have to win. It's a must win or go home. Talibobo Believers is looking to close out a perfect top 8 right now. Your grand finals are here. Talibobo won last month. They're looking to win this month and cement their spot as the best team in EU.
It starts here, and you've mentioned they are giants, and Woof Woof has already slain 1. So they're going to see if they can run that back against the Talibobo Believers, but their backs against the wall. They're down a game as we're seeing Utah quickly work through the middle here. They want to get that 3rd head. We're going to see if they have 3 hats.
And here we go. Zervis just dealing with Potato here, stealing some of that AOS energy, so Potato will not be able to stack their attack weight. Zervis also just pushing up here, trying to see if they can get a score. No, maybe having to run away a little bit. Sableye in some trouble as this red buff on Eldegoss makes it difficult to move in this top path.
Yeah, that's kind of a very unique approach when you're playing Eldegoss. You actually have it jump into the middle, pick up the red buff, so it can really slow the opposing players down in that top path or bottom path, wherever it ends up, to help leverage into some early KOs. Toon Slim getting down real low, not maybe used to pushing a little bit more far forward than they're traditionally going to today with that Comfey.
I'm interested to see what kind of Dodrio we see out of Utah, as it's actually running away from the top path, making possibly a sneaky play heading down to the bottom path. 3 members of Woof Woof up top, big solar beams coming in, and they're just going to be securing some of this farm with a nice superpower right there. In the bottom path, Utah looks like it pushed them away. We're getting some scores here. Everybody putting some points in.
Yeah, Utah backdoored Espeon, got a quick KO on 60s. Now they're pushing forward, getting tons of points and getting their stacks going. Marv and 60s coming down. They're trying to collapse on Dodrio. Now's their opportunity. He gets chunked, but the Comfy hops for a ride, hula hooping around the three heads as they bail out and make it out just in time. And it looks like they're going to go pressure the opposing Central. Zervis holding it down up top, but Sableye, always a menace, tries to jump on Human as Klaus is forced to retreat back to their side.
And this is something that Dodrio is able to do, and it's really hard to punish them, especially the tri-attack Dodrios. It's kind of this very, hyper-focused assassin-style build that moves into the central area of Woof Woof. There's not a lot they can do to stop it, and they're actually just completely pushed away from these 8-minute birds as Utah may be looking to pick up some KOs in the bottom path here.
Yeah, they see that Woof Woof is overstaying their welcome on their side of the map. They're going to try to put the pressure on. Comfy ropes in just in time to try and go for the save. Utah just wants to make it to their own goal pad. Human pulling down for the support. We see that Comfy is there. The Dodrio already went down, and Megu's pulling up. Excuse me, not Megu. The Slowbro's pulling up just a little too late to save that three-headed bird.
Nice side shock there, right into the face of Dodrio. If anything's going to stop that sprint gauge, it is a massive stun like that. That's something that you have to worry about as Dodrio. If you get hit with a huge stun, you lose a lot of your value as a Pokemon. Luckily, they are playing the Tri-Attack build, which usually pairs itself with Agility. Agility is going to give you a free, essentially a heal from all of these stuns and slows from the enemy team. We'll see if they're able to use it well in this fight here. There's the Agility, getting a little speed as they're running down to this bottom path because we have our Reggie spawn.
Yeah, Zervis and Klaus just kind of hanging out upstairs while Woof Woof cleanly takes the Regice here. Zervis going to do a little dance, get some HP back up as Woof Woof is looking to push, and they're bubbling out Toon Slim pretty well as they're reining in points. Can they get a big overdunk? They might just let that stand and not allow Talibobo believers to get that extra experience that comes with the wild Pokemon once that goal zone is broken.
That's right. The strategy here is if you have a Pokemon that's great at getting all of these last hits in the bottom path, like Espeon, you might want to keep both of these goals up because that's just a ton of experience for you to take from these wild Pokemon here. Nice scores happening in the top path. Talibobo believers up on score, even though they did not have a great fight at that bottom Reggie. And here we go. Regieleki just being ripped down by Talibobo. No Woof Woof in sight.
Much more value for the believers here to take this Regieleki since they've gotten rid of that tier 1 goal zone, and now it's flying in the face of Woof Woof. They're gonna have to catch it, deal with it. Looks like the Buzzwoles on that roll as the Comfy Unite comes out. Talibobo believers trying to hold down this goal pad. They don't want it to break either, so it looks like they're on the same page on something. As though the birds are eviscerated, the Sableye coming through. They're trying to put the pressure on. Zervis decides to bail as Megu puts the pressure forward. They're carrying the Comfy. They have the opportunity to do some work and take a lot of damage.
Here we go. We actually see maybe sneaking for a little bit of a KO right here as Klaus continues to take the central area from Woof Woof, just trying to starve them of experience. Here comes that massive Tri-Attack boosted, but they miss it. Zervis actually going down here. Mew is alive and well, but they chase it down as well. Dodrio picks it up after it reveals itself through its Unite move and scores in the top path.
Great play and great adjustment by Utah there, and you kind of burned a Unite move 1-for-1, so you have to feel good about that exchange as they were able to get a KO on a key player. That's the Mew. They're still pushing forward. We're fighting in the central, but now it's 60s getting fed, getting a KO on the Slowbro. They're peeling down, and Marv is full HP and looking to put the pressure on. Here comes Utah with a little triple shot action in the mix as Klaus is like, yeah, I'll just do the objective. No big deal. Y'all scrap it out. Sableye getting credit for one, and that's a big one. That's the Espeon going down. Damage is low. The Eldegoss bites the dust too. That's a couple resets right through for Klaus as they're working on the Registeel and catching bodies on the side. They're pushing far forward. Potato's looking for the engage, but they kind of duff it, and now the Sableye gets to engage on them, and Klaus collapses as well, gets the KO. Now the Trevenant is getting fed. They're getting splintered like firewood, and now Talibobo believers rinsed a couple players, and they're going to get this Registeel for free.
Easy Registeel for Talibobo as they wipe the map, knocking down that big Sequoia, and really no one else from Woof Woof was there. Once again, Woof Woof nowhere to be found. Where are the dogs? They're heading to the top path possibly, as it looks like once again Talibobo is in their central area trying to take some experience off them. Look at this sneaky score. The Gremlin, the little gentleman with the collar on. He's ready for dinner, Noob Snacks. 35 points into this bottom path.
Every time I see a player with the Sableye icon above their head, I just hear like the Jaws music playing, because you have no idea when you're gonna get hit or how you're gonna get hit. Klaus getting engaged on big time. Espeon Unite and Trevenant Unite all over the goal zone. They're pushing forward. They're making a push for themselves. Woof wants this there, and they're going for it. Comfy on the backside. Points going in, though. Trevenant finds the wood hammer, trying to chip up the Comfy and pushing back Zervis. But here comes Megu. They're going to try and hold it down. They get suplex stunned down. Wood hammer's flying out. They're chipping in more damage, but the disdain is ridiculous. Only Eldegoss going down for Woof, and I think this push is over. Marv, you might want to back out because the rest of your team's falling like dominoes. Marv is not long for this one. The three-headed bird gets a KO for each one.
Once again, we're clear in the forest out here. The Trevenant goes down, and we saw Dodrio just run past the entire team, pick up those squishier Pokemon on the backside of Woof right there. Talibobo Believers looking great here. Level 13 for their Dodrio. That is a big bird that they're going to have to deal with, and this is not Sesame Street dupes next.
No, it is looking good. It is looking a little squishy, but it's ready for action as it pushes forward and quickly gets another KO. Potatoes in the cut there, but they're going to get cut down too easy as Klaus and Utah are working in unison, and Comfy's just hitching a ride saying, who needs some support? I got you. And now they're all over this Regieleki. It's going to be able to go to that second tier goal zone, put some unique pressure on Woof, and Talibobo Believers can get back to their side and pretty much do whatever they want.
And here we go. We've got a bottom Reggie spawning right now. 20 seconds until Rayquaza hits the map. We've got ourselves a Reggie Rock. Talibobo ready to secure this here and ready to break the Comfy curse and see if they can be the first team to win on broadcast with this new support Pokemon. Question is, was it Comfy? Or was it the little gremlin Sableye?
Well, we're going to see. Rayquaza's here. Marvis playing far forward. Talibobo Believers trying to suss them out. Zervis is looking for the peel here, and just that icon popping up over Marv's head forces them to retreat. Megu throwing some skulls, but we're waiting for some action here as Sableye is scoring on the backside. As the engage happening, Potato goes in on Megu. They chip him up. They slam him down. Is the rest of Woof going to be able to collapse? Megu is trying to retreat, but here comes Comfy for the support. Boosted all the way back up. That's a big Slowbro Unite right in the middle. Trevenant comes out as well, and they're pushing forward. Comfy Unite is smothering the rest of the team. They're fighting in the tall grass. They're pulling back as Potato is reeling. Nobody's down yet. This fight is going on. As soon as I say that, the Mew gets gobbled up by the three-headed bird. They're pushing far forward. Is this the beginning of the end? Eldegoss falls next, and who's next on the chopping block but the Espeon? KO streak of 3 for Dodrio. They keep pushing. They want another. No, it's Klaus that cuts them off. Oh, they're going to rinse the whole team. They're pushing forward on Marv. Can they get it in time? You're talking about giants. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Woof, you are done. Talibobo Believers just want the fresh ducats the hard way. They're going for it. 380 to 149 with less than a minute.
That's a quadra KO for Utah. Talibobo wiping them off the map. There's very little time right now. Woof has one option, and that's to take a fight and flip Rayquaza in the face of Talibobo, but that's a level 15 Dodrio. It's got one clown hat on and it keeps the rest of the heads open so it can get some big KOs. More points raining into the main goal. Talibobo Believers taking this one home. They are going to be your March Finals champions. The last 22 seconds just running out as Woof is trying to put points on the board, but here comes Talibobo. You talked about the Jaws music, and here's the shark just ripping them apart. Potato gets a KO, but there's not enough time. Doomsnacks. Talibobo Believers has made a Talibobo Believer out of me as they win not only February but March as well.
The underdog stays the underdog as they were unceremoniously kicked in the chest into the pit that is the Thea Sky Ruins. They said, welcome to my house. You are renting. We own this thing. Wow, Talibobo Believers, what a performance. 644, 265. Woof, though, has to hang their hat on an amazing performance. They had a heck of a run, and you know they're going to be hungry for the AOS Cup when there's even more on the line, more championship points, more money, and more action.
That's right. EU is such an exciting region right now. We have this dominant champion in Talibobo Believers, but there are so many teams that are playing at such a high level. It's just fantastic to see.